So there we can see we're getting ready to go now. Watch the lights to the top right of the car. You'll see the 5 lights come on. Handbrakes will be down. Accelerator will be flat to the floor, and once those lights go out, we will be away. 5 lights come on and they're off, so away we go then. On board we go straight away there with Matthew Zabato, the Australian, who's gone in the Ford as well. So another Ford Focus. Let's see if this one can do any better than we saw with the Whammy in the last one. But at the moment, sitting up there in second place, so a good start so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I mean, you can't even read out what's happening with those results. You just have to sit back and watch it happening at the minute. It is tight, as always, into these first corners. Fiesta is out in the field again. It would be cool to speak to some of these drivers as well and find out a little bit. I might see if I can follow them on social media or see if they're tweeting about why they choose which car for these conditions. You know, I think the Open is the obvious choice. But that just shows every driver has got a different setup. Every driver's got a different driving style. And actually, in rally as well, these kind of Fiestas are really popular with people from Scandinavia. You know, it's a really common car out there in those countries.
Why would you say that is?
I think it's probably accessible. You know, Fiestas, there's a new R2 Turbo that's just come out this year, and it has been very competitive in the European Championship, especially on the uphill sections. You know, rallies like Rome, where it's really abrasive tarmac, the cars are just able to pick it up almost like an R5 could out of the corner. It's almost like they have the power of the four-wheel drive cars. So it's very difficult with the Peugeot or with the Opel. I know this is the old generation car, but with the modern generation car, it's very difficult for them to carry that momentum through the corners to keep the same speed at the end of the long straights.
I have to say that did look very smooth from Robin Siren, and indeed it was, because he is now moving up the field. A little bit of contact there for Matthew Zabato. Looked like he had some little bit of touch with the wall, maybe some damage as well, but immediately dropped down to 5th. So he's lost a headlight and also had damage to the front left as well, we're being told. So that is really unfortunate there for Matthew Zabato. That's really going to damage.
Should be cosmetic though. I would say, you know, that's not an incident in my car.
Right, there we go.
If it's cosmetic, it doesn't count. You know, I've got to have 3 wheels to stop me on a stage. I would, you know, I think he's exactly the same. You can see he's not hanging about there, but really hugging the inside there of that corner.
Yeah, this is Robin Siren, our leader. Second place at the moment is Kasper Michalzuk, who is the Polish driver. Third place is Alexandre Brun, the French driver. And then we have Matti Ahola, Riskiest Snake. Fair enough. Let's see if he lives up to that name. We'll go on board with him a little bit later and see just how hard he is pushing it, how many risks he is indeed taking. But Siren it is who leads at the moment as we complete the 3rd section of the stage and climb uphill further. But as we get into the second half, that's where it starts to get really, really tough. Yeah,
I think, you know, this is sunset conditions now. It's getting darker. I think that over in race control, I'm looking over there, I think they've picked tricky conditions over here this afternoon. These are really challenging. You know, it's so difficult to see this black ice that I've been talking about, and I think at this kind of light, the headlights almost gleam off of it and you can't even see it's there. So I've just got complete respect for these drivers, because, you know, they're not feeling it through a car the way I would drive. I would feel it through my car, but oh no, we've had a driver disconnect.
Yeah, that was Matthew Zabato, unfortunately, has disconnected. So I don't know if that just he felt he had too much damage to continue, or if it was just an unfortunate disconnect. But either way, Matthew Zabato will not be qualifying through to the semi-finals. So that means only one will miss out of the drivers.
Process of elimination.
That's that's going to be. Well, that's going to be very heartbreaking if you're the only driver not to go through. Then that is going to be very disappointing indeed. At the moment, Riskiest Snake, which is Matti Ahola, the Finnish driver, will unfortunately not be going through. I'd say of all the ones we've seen so far, this is our 6th stage now. We've had, of course, Group A's for Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. Group B for Steam and PlayStation. This is now Group B, Xbox. So this is our last group of drivers, and this one probably looks the most spread out we've seen, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's not that, you know, we say spread out, but on the last split, I mean, there's still only 0.8 between the drivers in split 4. We do see our lead driver on pole, Robin Siren. He is the one that was the fastest on that last split, the fourth split. Before that, yeah, all within the same second. It's, you know, the pace here is unbelievable. Split 1 though, maybe if we were going to be critical, we could say that there was 2 seconds separating the drivers. So we had the fastest was Robert Siren, and then losing that bit of time was Riskiest Snake, actually, the Finnish driver. But tarmac section, so maybe he's coming into his own on this snowy section that's upcoming.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. So we'll see if he indeed starts to climb up the field. Matti Ahola has nothing to lose now. This is it. Just go for it in the snow. Why not take risks? It's in your name. So we'll go on board with him shortly, I'm sure, and see if he is indeed going to push it. We're on board with the Peugeot
Familiar
at
sight.
the moment. There you go. Why don't you talk us through the this part of the station?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can actually see there, we've just come onto the snowy section. Now, the glare that you get back from the snow in the headlights, maybe kind of half an hour later into the stage, so the organisers might be letting us off lightly, but half an hour later into the stage, it would actually be difficult to separate those snowbanks from the road. You know, you're looking, as I've mentioned earlier, you're looking for the grip in the snow compared to the icy sections. But if you go too deep into them, you can actually get sucked into them. So there's a really fine line between finding that grip, and at high speeds as well, sometimes it's really difficult to see the difference between a little bit of snow that you can play with the tyres and actually something that's going to suck you in or bounce you off and get you into some trouble.
Well, this is Mikkels that we're on board with, and at the moment I'd say he's being caught here by Riskiest Snake, Matti Ahola. If we switch to Matti Ahola now, we'll be able to see the rough difference in terms of position on track. So we're just coming through the left-hander now. We'll go back and have a look at where Riskiest Snake is, and we'll be able to see roughly the difference in distance. There we can see it. Well, it's about a corner, isn't it? It's not far at all. So one mistake from Ahola, and he could drop down, but it might not even be him, because second place there, Alexandra Brun, is dropping down as well. Oh dear, we've lost someone. That was, who have we lost there? Now that is that Siren?
Siren, yeah, we've lost Robin Siren.
We've lost Robin Siren. Well, I would
No
like
news
to
at
give
the
this
minute on
a
that.
big eventful finish, but they're all going through. So there we go. Oh, there we
Well,
go.
yeah, I mean, if these drivers are paying attention, then, you know, this is rally tactics. They can save their tyres and cruise to the finish. That's what we do on a stage. But big shame for those drivers that have lost it today. You know, Robin Siren had a good run. Very fast on the first, on the last split coming in that we had, split number 4 up through there. But coming into the last few corners, and it doesn't look like it was, you know, it's like there's anything to play for anymore.
Yeah, well, this is the last corner around the right-hander. There you can see, no need to push hard now. Riskiest Snake has, well, I'd hate to say he wouldn't have gone through anyway, but certainly he has been given that third place after some unfortunate issues, mechanical issues, shall we say,